regional and local casinos exceed their benefits by as much as 3-to-1. They drain wealth from communities, weaken nearby businesses, and reduce civic participation, family stability, and other forms of social capital that are at the heart of a successful community. Now, you ask me why anybody who's in office today and has a responsibility of planning for a state or a community's future would advocate a new casino for their community or their state at a time when this whole industry, the whole dynamics of the industry are beginning to dramatically change. And the only answer I can give you as to why they would do it is they haven't done their homework. They haven't looked at the downside.
I think a lot of people also, they're in office right now, they're looking very short term. If we bail out right now, I get a little gold star, and then by the time the poop hits the fan, I'll be gone. And
I brought in this revenue. You know, what happened after I left?
Exactly.
Well, what happened is that what you set in motion has begun to collapse.
Right.
That is what has happened.
Right, and it's happened over and over again, everywhere across the country.
I often refer people to a website called StopPredatoryGambling.org, and they talk about the big lie. You know, the lie that commercial gambling creates jobs. The lie, people will gamble anywhere, and they're already doing it out of state. You know, the lie, casino gambling provides a better life for Native Americans. The lie, slot machines don't addict people. Yeah, no worries there. The lie, predatory gambling is about personal freedom. Okay, sure. If it was about personal freedom, then everybody would be able to open up a casino. The lie, public opinion supports predatory gambling. Every single thing they do is based on a lie. Inordinately, they prey on communities that are at a financial weak point. They prey on people's most immediate concerns, and essentially they say to hell with the long-term effects.
Well, one of the big myths, everyone envisions tourists coming from far away to gamble. And so they're losing their money, but our people aren't losing our money. So somehow we're pulling money out of other states. And it doesn't necessarily work that way.
Well, now, what's happening now? I mean, the casinos right now, I mean, as of 3 or 4 years ago, started to get into trouble with their bond ratings. That's an issue we know intimately about here in Rhode Island. What do you see as the immediate future for Connecticut casinos?
Well, first of all, I just want to comment so we don't lose the thread about the slot machines that you were mentioning. I was just in Massachusetts, as a matter of fact, just yesterday, a number of interesting people. One of them was a woman by the name of Natasha Schull, who has written a brilliant book. She's a professor at MIT. She's written a brilliant book about casino gambling, and and especially the role of the new slot machines. And the title of the book is Addiction by Design. So you can imagine what the book, the guts of the book are. But she points out that today's slot machines are an entirely different vintage from what they used to be. The machines are no longer the one-armed bandits that we all tend to think of. The new machines don't even have arms. As a matter of fact, they become sophisticated computers designed to maximize what the industry calls time on device, to keep people playing as long as possible in order to extract as much money as possible from them. These machines have become extremely addictive, and most of the casinos, no matter what you call them, are 70 to 80% of them. The floor is filled with slot machines, and that's where 70 to 80% of the income is coming from. They're big slots bars, basically.
Well, unfortunately, both of our casinos now are big slots bars.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst possible kind. And the idea, you asked me where are Connecticut's casinos going? I mean, clearly, as the income continues to fall, they are having a harder and harder time. As I started talking about the layoffs, I talked about the falling revenue. We don't know where. Foxwoods is the weakest of the two. We don't know where it's going to be 5 years from now. I just would give you one final statistic. I don't know how much time we have, but when Foxwoods opened back in 1992, there were only 8 other casinos in the entire northeast of the United States. Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun were spectacular successes because the nearest competition was 250 miles away in Atlantic City. Today, the 12 states of the Northeast have 57 casinos, soon to be 77 casinos with all the casinos that appear to be on the books. This saturation is changing everything, and why anybody thinks a new casino for Rhode Island or Connecticut, and we have people in Connecticut who do want to build another casino, or New York, are going to pay off longer term for their communities and their states. I don't know what they're smoking. That's all I can say.
Well, you've been listening to Bob Steele, author of The Curse. The Curse can be found on Amazon. It can be found at your local bookstore. Recommended reading if you're a Rhode Islander. This week coming up, you're going to be appearing in front of citizens concerned about casino gambling. The fine folks in Rhode Island, in Newport, who run NoCasinoRI.org, friends of ours, Father Gene McKenna, is going to be hosting you. You're also going to be appearing at the University of Rhode Island when?
Later in the month at the one of the continuing education program classes.
You'll be able to find information about all of these appearances on coalitionradio.us, our website. We're going to stay in touch with Bob. It's just a wonderful book, and he's doing a wonderful job, and we really appreciate you coming in.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
You know, in closing, I just want to mention again, you need to call your state representative tomorrow. Mike Chippendale, Karen McBeth are trying to take a last-gasp effort to advance legislation that would force a vote on the continued funding of 38 studios. If you are a Rhode Islander, if you are a functioning adult, you need to weigh in on this. If you do not weigh in on this, you no longer have the right to complain. These people are putting their political careers right on the line. We've asked as citizens for years that politicians, for lack of a better term, have the balls to confront the vested interest in this state to do something about the continuing corruption that has ruined life here for a generation. So if you don't do something about it tomorrow, shame on you. Chris?
Agreed.
Agreed. God bless America. Well, it was a wonderful show this week. Tony, I hope you had a good day off. A shout out to our friend Tony Jones. You've been listening to the Coalition Radio on AM 790, your source for all that matters in life. See you next week.
Talking business. Imus in the morning. Yankees baseball. Great local business talk. WPRV Providence. A Cumulus station.